this video, I'm going to show you how to do the soffit, the vinyl soffit with the aluminum fascia. Just like we did in the front of the house, but now we're going to go to the back of the house and show you how it's done. Just so you know early on, there are really two ways to do this, perhaps even more, but really two ways in the industry. This is the so-called easy way to do it. Back of the house, our siding is going straight up past the soffit, okay? Like I said, there's two different ways of doing it. The other way is that we would do our soffit first and run our siding up to the soffit. Not in this case, and I'll show you more in detail how to do that way later. Okay, when we're doing it this way, we want an F channel. Now an F channel, if you look at it, all right, it looks like an F, okay? One thing we want to do, the very first thing, before we start putting the F channel in and all that, we want to get a line from here to there, nice and straight. If you look, we got our corner post. I put my corner post in. I did my aluminum on my call out here. And I'm also down here a 1/2 inch. My corner post did not go all the way straight up because that would just be bad and ugly. So I brought that down a 1/2 inch below our fascia, what do you call this thing? The fascia. So now we're going to start running all of our soffit down, but first we have to put that J channel and we need to make some lines. Now this is approximately 30 foot of a run. I want to break it up in two, so we're going to do like 15 feet, then another 15 feet by snapping a line. So from this edge, we're going to need, we need a reference point. Now basically, I have my reference point here, which I originally started when I was building it, but further down we're going to need another one. We're 15 foot down from our corner here. Want to use a level. Now it doesn't have to be a gigantic 4-foot level like this, but you need a level big enough. Remember, the bigger the level, the straighter everything is. So level the level here. I'm against my fascia. Oops, hello. Against my fascia, and I want to make a mark on the siding with the pencil right there. Okay. So now I know that line is even with this. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple more maybe, so when I snap that line, we're going to use it as references, because the last thing we want is when we're all done is seeing our soffit like an ocean, okay? Okay, let us go snap some lines. Okay, now we're ready to install our F channel. Remember, our F channel? Our nailing flange is going to be going up, okay? One way we could do is snap a line. You know, that usually works out pretty good. But if you have an older house and things are really not straight with the fascia, well, snapping a line, that's going to be one straight line, guaranteed, right? But if your fascia is not straight, it's, you know, the whole thing is crooked, well, then it's not going to look good. So let's say we're doing an old house, such as we are, 1940. I'm going to go like 4 feet. I'm going to check it, then I'm going to put a longer level on it before I really secure it. Okay, so let's get going. Got your F channel, stick it on it, get a piece of soffit that you had already cut. Actually, I could go for a little bit wider on this one, but good enough for now to make our marks. Get a level, lay it against it, level it, and there we go. Keep holding your F channel tight to the siding and make a mark, because as soon as I let go, it's going to fall. So a mark that we can go back to and line it up and then start securing it. Okay, so let's secure all of this 30 feet of F channel, and then we'll get to the next step. We have our F channel attached. Now one little tip here, when we're doing it in this method, and we have the fascia on, and you really need fascia on because you need to know your height levels here. And with that nailing flange facing straight up, let me tell you, getting a nail in here is not an easy thing. So as long as you're using the nailing flange, and with the eccentric here, the hole where the nail would go, so we can get movement in it if we need to, you know, putting a screw in it, but not tighten it down where you crack, just, you know, that it's just touching. You know, that's easier to do with a screw gun or something. Okay, now what we want to do, now that we got our F channel attached, it's time to start cutting our soffit here. We could just get our tape measure, stick into our F channel, and we see we're really right about 8 inches on this. 8 inches, and if the wall has any deflection, the siding, the fascia, we don't want to go right to 8 inches. That's too close. Let's do 7 1/4 for like 5 of them. So like 5 of them, let's do about 7 1/4. Unless it's a brand new house, you could cut them all and you know it for sure. Well, this house was built in 1940. I'm not sure of anything on straightness and squareness of this house. So we're just going to do like 5, put them in, get another measurement, and then continue. So let me go show you how to get it. Now that we have our measurement, and I know I told you 7 1/4 in the back, that was wrong. It would be 7 3/4. Simply make a mark. Important, you want to use some kind of straight edge. I use a framing square. All right. What you don't want to do is start cutting these lines. It's a short piece, no problem. And you end up going off, and believe me, you're just going to have regrets. To cut it, you can use it a couple different ways. You can use a circular saw with the blade backwards, as strange as that may sound, but very true. What I use a pair of siding cutters. I'll leave a link to the description of these so you really know. And just cut it right on the line, like cutting paper when you were in kindergarten. Just cut it. You get to the lock side, a little bit harder, and there's your first piece. And I'm going to continue to make 5 more of these. Meet you in the back. Now that we have our measurement, and I know I told you 7 1/4 in the back, that was wrong. It would be 7 3/4. Simply make a mark. Important, you want to use some kind of straight edge. I use a framing square. All right. What you don't want to do is start cutting these lines. It's a short piece, no problem. And you end up going off, and believe me, you're just going to have regrets. To cut it, you can use it a couple different ways. You can use a circular saw with the blade backwards, as strange as that may sound, but very true. What I use a pair of siding cutters. I'll leave a link to the description of these so you really know. And just cut it right on the line, like cutting paper when you were in kindergarten. Just cut it. You get to the lock side, a little bit harder, and there's your first piece. And I'm going to continue to make 5 more of these. Meet you in the back. We have our soffit. One little thing I want to show you about the soffit. I know you guys are going to ask me this question. Why do you have holes in it? And maybe the one you don't doesn't. Okay. This is called center vent, meaning it's vented and it's only in the center. Or you can have complete vented. So all these holes, or depending on the brand, it could be there's other perforations throughout. It could be lines cut in here. What they're for is for the air, the outside air, that come up inside and then travel through either gable vents of the house or a ridge roof vent on the house. A lot of older houses, you don't have any kind of venting, or you don't have the possibilities of letting the air in here through baffles in the insulation. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? So depending upon what look you're doing and what purpose, okay? If you had, again, older house, and you had a wood soffit in here, or you are covering a wood soffit, well, then there's no air. Maybe you have vents every so often, so just pay attention to that. In this case, we have gable vents, so it means we have vents like a rear-looking window on the point of the house, both sides. So the air is going to come up and then come out the back, the sides automatically for the heat. And winter, no. Okay, I already installed my first piece here because I was a little tricky to get in there, and our second piece. Now here's our nailing flange. Going to go just like the siding. It has the locks, okay? So the siding, you go up in it and then you pull. A little different when you have it like this. You can just line it up and slide it in. Again, give it a little tug, not much, and make sure that it's connected. Line it up. Now if you look here, it's like, I could have went a little bit bigger, could have went to that full 8 inch. Whatever. I just put a single nail right in there. Now I don't need to show you the 100 of them we have to do. So you got a couple there, see this piece, and so on and so on. Okay, we're going to do it just like that. And you'll have like this. It'll be loose like this. That's okay, because on our next video we're going to be doing the the fascia. I'm going to show you how to actually make the aluminum fascia. Don't go to the store and buy those because they look cheap. They are cheap, and it makes a job look like you don't know what you're doing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I'll see you again when we do the fascia.